Mm-hmm. There you go. And yeah, we all green. We all ready to go. Would we like to discuss the name of our project or game first, or do we want to do that later?
I would suggest doing it later because we don't really know what the feel is for it quite yet. Like if we're gonna be making a horror game or like any other type of genre. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't even know. Like it, we're sure it's gonna be 3D, right? Or
3D.
3D.
We can use 2D elements, but
Yeah, like for UI or whatever, obviously. But yeah.
yeah, I'm just gonna name the project Enigma Jam. I'm just saying up for the GitHub repository. That's the only reason I asked, but hopefully that was set up well in the background. Okay, so should we start with genre idea? Do we all feel comfortable starting there? Does everyone understand what a genre is?
Hi.
Hi, JJ. Welcome to the party.
I've been here.
I wanted to ask what type of game has everyone made before so we can make it a strength in the game we're going to make. So we have some experience between all of us.
I'll start with myself. I've made prototypes for mobile games, mainly casual games that are arcade types. And I'm currently working on a farm sim / RPG. So that's where my experience in game dev is. Alcape, do you have any experience?
Yes, I made like a first-person adventure horror game, which is published. It's the only published I made, and the other ones in the game jams were like shooters, practically 2D.
Okay, moving on to JJ. I don't imagine you have any experience with releasing or working on a game. Oh wait, actually you do because you made small RPGs, didn't you?
Yeah, I've been prototyping and messing around with RPGs, mostly like fantasy, adventure RPGs, especially, uh, and some visual novels here and there. But I haven't really published anything. It's more or less me experimenting around with like gaming engines and whatnot.
Okay. Let's put you on screen so the video can see. Joby, do you have any experience working on any particular genres of game?
Nope. I'm kind of a blank slate here.
That's fine. There'll be plenty of experience coming along.
Love it.
Owen, do you have any experience in this particular genres?
My game is more about farming simulator and in third person.
Okay.
That's my experience. I work in a jam, but that it was horror, but it was most like a monster chasing me and no more complexity.
Nice. Thank you for the input. Punk Gagarin, any genre experience?
Yeah, we made some games. One was in after chess genre, known also as after butter, like Dota Underlord, so Teamfight Tactics, something like this. We also made AR game, like Pokemon Go. We also made a game jam game with don't actually know what genre it is, but it's about more text, not about action. So You have to read a lot of texts, have to make some choices, and it's all about choices and texts. More like a paper, please. We also, well, we made a few more games, so I can keep going on. But I also want to say that we should probably think about which resources we have. For example, we don't have much people who work with visual assets. Yeah, so probably visual novel is a bad idea for us, for example. But we have lots of sound designers, and we can play with it, around it. I mean,
I'm just going to check my senior team list. We do actually have 2 dedicated 3D artists. They are not in the meeting at the moment, but we do. I heard from one that they might be joining They might be able to join in 15 minutes. So they might come along. But we do, say, 2 senior 3D artists. I'm also a 3D artist myself, and we do have a junior 3D artist called Turig. So we're not lacking in 3D artists. It's probably not like a massive amount, but we do have enough to make a load of game assets if needed. Moving on to Sizzy Moniz.
Simon, yeah. I made only 2D games, so I'm kinda new on 2D games. I made like one, 2 puzzles games, and one like it was oh no, it was roguelite. Yeah, roguelite. But I have some experience classes with 3D. So yeah.
Okay.
I have to say that I'm more familiar with 2D also.
Mhm.
Okay. So what I'm getting is that programmers. So we have 2 programmers that deal with the war codes that understand 2D better, and then me, another programmer, but I understand 3D better. So we do have some mix with the programming, but it will be difficult to translate anything into 2D if we tried to go that way, since we have a decent amount of 3D artists.
I think we are fine with 3D.
Yeah, I can also work on 3D.
It shouldn't be too much of a change, especially for like enemy AI and stuff like that, and spawn
Yeah.
management.
Well, there's
It
nothing
may,
we can't learn in 2 weeks. I
yeah,
think everything is possible.
it's not a 3D game jam, so, and like it will be more about maybe camera and movement, which will be a bit harder. But like the rest of the game will be the same.
Hey, we're here to learn something new, so whatever.
So I'm just going to make an extra board on the side here just to write down what our experiences is. So one person said some people said they made RPG games. Just make that smaller. Then some of
Maybe
us.
everyone can do it, so it will be.
Oh
easier.
yeah. Okay. So everyone just write on the first board, if you have access to it, what games it is you've types of games genres you made. Okay.
Where's the size of the font?
It's in the top left. It's very simplistic. It goes.
Oh yeah, okay. Subtitle normal.
Also, when you go to edit, the bottom right tag allows you to scale. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna put mine in the top right corner.
How can we get access to the Jamboard?
I'll
in
share you a link Who asked for it?
Joby. That's me.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna draw. I'm gonna pick a color to represent me. That'll be blue. You can pick one to represent yourself if you want as well. Yeah. Well, this is a very interesting way of doing this. It seems very interactive. I'm gonna refresh the page just to see what if I'm missing any updates. I see purple and a pink dinosaur. I have no idea what kinds these are, but they seem to be writing stuff, so I'll let them finish. Okay. Person up with fantasy adventure turn-based RPGs. Have you completed what you're writing, or you wanted anything else?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I presume that's you then, JJ. I'm just wondering if you've finished writing.
Uh,
I think, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm presuming everyone's written that down, so I'm seeing what things. I mean, RPG, a form of RPG shows up 3 times in this collection. Simulation twice. I'm gonna class roguelite as like a offshoot of RPG. I don't know if that's good or bad of me to do, but yeah. And then 2 casual. So yeah, Alex, collective experience seems to be in casual games, simulation games, and RPG games. Would everyone agree with that conclusion?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I follow.
I'm not sure it means we must do that. I don't know. Like
no,
we don't have to try.
I know. I mean, especially with the RPG experience, that can be very easily applied to horror if we did want to go down that route.
Sure.
And we can take a very like unique perspective to supernatural. We don't necessarily have to go through the standards horror route. We can be unique if we need to. But if we go to the next slide, the one that's theme supernatural game genre idea. Just think of one genre idea and just write it down inside here, which you'd like to make. You'd feel excited to make in a genre.
Can I say, I think it's probably a better idea to pick a genre first because some ideas would work better with some genres and other ideas would work better with another genre, for example. So it all depends on the idea.
One good idea to start, I think, is to make a brainstorm. Like you just take your theme and you just write every stuff you think about, like what's supernatural for you. So, for example, like you could write superheroes, magic, or whatever, you know. But if everyone does that, I think like that there can be ideas that come up with that.
Okay, I'm gonna make a new board with that in mind. Oh, I think I misspelled supernatural because it's just in case. Okay, pretty board's question, just what is supernatural? And let's just brainstorm what we consider supernatural and ideas we connect with that.
Okay.
How can I write something? I don't have access to that.
You're on read only on the top right.
Everyone with the link has editor rights. I think if you look on my screen, there's this little button here with a little T in it. That's the text one, and you can type and whatnot. Yeah, we seem to be coming up with a lot of different references to what we think supernatural is. That's good.
Yeah, that's what. Maybe we can also try to like order stuff. So maybe like this one could.
I like that one person who's using notes.
Yeah.
So yeah, not only
Werewolves, vampire.
I mean, I thought like supernatural, ghosts, religion, hell, and that sort of thing. But I'm liking what other ideas we're coming with, like vampires, werewolves, zombies, superpowers, aliens. They all match that and are different to what I was thinking. I see someone's organizing and categorizing everything.
I'm just trying to make something clear. Dream, nightmare. Yeah, superpowers. Yeah, we can have superheroes.
Where is link to the desk? Can you send
I'll
it,
give it
please?
to you.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm just looking for definition. It can also give ID to some. I'm gonna pass it. Beautiful.
I don't see much. Oh, someone is adding more attributes.
Yeah. Oh, that's like for the adjective. Can I see another noun? It's like.
Definitely some interesting stuff here. If I don't see anything else added, I'll presume we've came up with all the connections, and then we can discuss which idea we want to base around, I guess.
Could you create a board where we can write ideas?
Oh yeah, do you mean just general game ideas? There's a board for that, and it has a smiley face.
the fourth one.
We are adults, okay?
I will start writing there.
Mm-hmm. So thinking about what connections we've drawn to what is supernatural, what do you guys think draws your attention the most? What sort of aspect or type of supernatural thing do you think you like or is cool?
Mm,
I think an all-encompassing for me is unexplained phenomena.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
like the
definitely.
idea of like having something happening and you're trying to understand like to be rational, to understand how it could be possible, but like you don't get it, or at least not at the moment, you know?
So you think it would be cool to have just a big focus on the mystery element?
Yeah, maybe.
Or
okay.
something focusing on the senses, I guess.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that there's two major aspects. It's like, oh, we consider that what is supernatural is like, how could I say? Like something we know it's supernatural, but we also know it's not something else. You see, like superheroes is supernatural, but like it's just a superhero. But if you have something like I don't know, a weird event, like it seems supernatural, but you can't say okay, it's a vampire or it's a superhero or a magician. Like it's just unknown. I don't know if I'm clear, but yeah, like I see two major difference.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
Sorry,
sorry.
Jeff, you go.
okay. You go, JJ, and then I'll go.
I was just gonna say, like, I think understand what you're saying because I think everyone has experienced something that they can't really explain, like in some point of their life, and I do believe that that is something that you could categorize as something supernatural happening, and I feel like we can like tap into that when making this game.
Yeah, I think one idea, since a lot of us have worked on RPGs, and since we have a dedicated writer, having something that's to do with detective work or trying to explore how something is happening, like trying to
Okay.
explain something that's supernatural, would be a very cool idea for a game and would literally go in our skill set.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially because at the end, maybe like the end of the game could be natural, you know, but all the way the player is asking like, wow, how it is happening? Is it supernatural or not? Or
Yeah, I'm gonna continue on with my idea of like a detective or
sure.
something. Like as you're saying about like it seems supernatural, but there's a like sort of like a Scooby Doo mission basically, but
Yeah,
more
definitely.
serious. But like maybe there's like a miracle doctor that's been performing miracles, or like for some reason people seem to be dying in mysterious ways, and no, they can't be explained, but there is like a logical explanation behind everything.
I literally just had that thought of like a supernatural detective or a detective that like encounters some supernatural like events that he can't explain.
Okay, I'll list it on the idea board and get for game ideas. Um, oh,
My cats are.
I think this board is way too small for ideas. only my two ideas took half of this board.
Yeah, you've been busy. You're busy back here. I mean, you can actually like zoom in like really far into the boards, so you just need to make things small and you get like unlimited zoom. So yeah, I've listed my idea of the detectives uncovering the secrets, but to supernatural events. Just very vague and gives a lot of control to JJ. Does anyone else have any game ideas they think they would like?
Yeah, I already typed 3 idea. You can
Right. I'll
read it.
read them. I'll read them out. Who made the ideas again? Was it Sim?
Yeah, it was me.
Up
No. Yeah.
Okay, so his ideas. One is a ghost trying to escape from hell to have a good rebirth in the next life. So he performs some quests, running from devils and so on. Nice. Then another one is Cthulhu trying to breed a new race depending on his own wishes. He can direct where the race will evolve, elements like more water or underground. He can show if he pleasure with how it is going, with some accidents like earthquakes or storms and so on. So I'm gonna sort of categorize that as a god game. And other one.
Yeah.
Vampires want to have a good city to take blood on people, so they invest in it and try to make people happy or ready to give their blood to vampires. Improve the city, hold events, builds blood donation centers, and so on. So, okay, so we have an RPG idea there, then a sort of investment city builder strategy or whatever you would call it. And then we have a sort of playing. I know there's a game like this where you play gods, and just sort of creative sandbox god mode.
I think the God game fits us better because you can put lots of through the models, how your race will evolve in future. You can place different events and sounds for them, like storms, earthquakes, and so on. So from all the 3 ideas, I prefer Cthulhu trying to breed a new race.
Yeah, I think the Cthulhu one will have the very difficult part with trying to make procedural evolution, because it'd be very hard to model every evolution path.
We don't have to make it procedural. We can make it, direct. You can go from the human to aqua, whatever is it, mermaids, from mermaids to fish or whatever, and so on. Yeah, like branches.
I would like to say something.
Yeah.
When I don't know how to write, so I'm going to speak. I think natural, I related to nature, and I think first we have to know what kind of assets do we have to do this game to know do everything from scratch.
Most
Uh,
of the assets will be original, and we will be progressing to that in the later pages.
And I also don't think that supernatural have a lot to deal with nature.
No, it's more about natural.
Oh, okay.
Like what is? Yeah, no.
I
I
mean,
just
I
wrote it down
relate it
anyway.
to nature, but I would like to maybe do to not make a some complex game. The character explore the nature, and the nature is not like it used to be, and maybe attack us or open a path, or like it's alive in that is natural.
I
It's
get
just
I get he means that, like, sort of like a sandbox exploration slash adventure game where you're just exploring nature, but there are supernatural things within that nature and
yeah,
things that don't make sense. So very sort of casual game.
yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, I was muted. So, what does make this idea unique? How it will be different from Minecraft or Terraria, for example?
Are you asking Owen that?
Well, I am asking everyone because we have to make a unique game. We shouldn't create just a clone of another game. So, if we want to have an idea to explore nature, we have already tons of games like this, like Forest, like Valheim, like Terraria, Minecraft, and the game should be unique. So, if
Uh, yeah, we
you
do
you
have
need to say yeah, go ahead.
we do have. I have set up some future page. Like, we will go through game mechanics, and also we will talk about the gameplay loop and how we make it different and original from other games and their loops. So we'll talk about it. We can move that forward if you'd like.
No, I just want to hear any USP, if you know what is it.
I mean, it depend. I mean, would we like to? Since we have all these ideas placed out here, would we like to? All of us take a vote on which we like. I'm gonna take that as a yes, and I've made a fifth
I would
board.
like I would like to say that we don't have too many time to make a so complex game. So we have to try to keep it simple. Just one main character doing supernatural stuff more than creating a whole town, a whole system, complex system, with a lot of interaction.
Well, I would agree if it would be a 3 days game jam, but it's 2 weeks.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
but 2 weeks is still not that long. It's
And
like middle.
but still, I can create a game like this in 3 4 days alone, and we are 7 people here.
yeah, I do think we have a lot of capacity. I mean, I think most, if not all, the game ideas we suggested are games that are completable within a game jam. Anyway, taking in that into account, I want to see if we can begin voting for the game ideas we like best.
Well,
So
I think we should try to make a few more ideas. I can give you 10 more if I will have time.
okay, we'll spend a bit more time with the game ideas then. Make any ideas you can come up with, just put them on the board, and once we're happy with what's on the board, we'll do the voting. If you think of something, just write it on the board and I'll mention it. Or if I don't mention it, just tell me and we'll talk about it. Yeah, as I say that, I see some other ones. Someone's written down a game where you play as a ghost trying to scare guests of a hotel. That seems very fun and light-hearted. So if we wanted just something simple, then I think that could work. Then someone else written down and suggested a strategic game based on the player embodying a supernatural creature trying to invade the humans. So he has to place his troops on the map. Civilization 6 inspiration. seems a bit complex, but it definitely would be a challenge we could give it a go. Has there been any others? No, I'm just going to give it a little while for people to come up with ideas if they got any. Yeah, I've got an idea right now. Right, I'm just going to talk about the idea I've just added, which is a game where you're in a dream, but you have to become lucid in order to escape. So that would be something like Groundhog Day, where it repeats, and you have to figure out how to gain more control. And now I'm going to talk about another one that someone suggested. If you want to put the red text back, just press Control C, and it will undo your delete if you want to do that. Supernatural casual RPG life sim where you have 7 days to restore an old family home that's haunted. Another one is side-scroller platform playing as a ghost looking for your ghost wife, a la Limbo. And then another one is a supernatural dating sim where you must navigate the complexities of relationship with a mystical creature. Okay, give it a whirl and see if anyone has any other ideas.
I'd like a variation of detective uncovering the secret. No? I was thinking about a supernatural detective, so from another world, and he doesn't understand the behavior of the human. So for him, the humans are supernatural. Could be funny.
So sort of like a detective that finds humans in a way alien, or is from a different place.
Exactly. Yes.
One other idea that someone's came up with is a supernatural racing game where players compete on tracks inspired by mythical realms and are able to use magical abilities to gain an advantage. Another one is a silly sandbox game where the player is a pet trying to protect their human from a ghost. I see one more being added, so I'm just resizing it. Tower defense game where you must defend your town from an invading army of mythical creatures using a combination of weapons and magic. A few of these suggestions I do feel would work very well in a web format. Yeah. Give it a I'll give it another bit of a while to see if anyone else adds anything.
I'm not much inspired by the theme, to be honest. Like,
I think we've come up with enough ideas. I think we need to put a hard. Saying?
No. I was just like thinking.
Oh, I didn't realize I interrupted you. I'm sorry. Do you want to finish what you're saying, or?
No, it's okay.
I feel
Oh,
like
I have another interesting idea. Let me down it.
hey, last idea, and you get to make this idea, and then we're gonna stop because we're gonna get overwhelmed. Yeah. Supernatural stealth game where you play as a supernatural being trying to navigate a world where your kind is hunted and feared, avoiding detection and using your abilities to stay alive. I presume that was your idea. So now let's get to voting. So on page 5.
Well, to be honest, I have another good idea. Should I write it or not?
No, we have too many ideas. I mean, if we continue, we won't even be able to vote democratically because we'll vote. Everything will get like one vote.
Okay, this is the last one, I promise.
Okay. Cheeky devil, you are. Supernatural farming simulator where players grow crops and raise livestock, but with a supernatural twist. For example, crops that grow in moonlight or livestock that talk. Cool. I'm just going to test something quickly before we go into the voting. Yeah, that works. Okay, so on page 5, I want you to all write your name in a decently large size, or whatever you call yourselves in Discord. So I'm going to put Kitty. And also, no voting for your own idea. If you made the idea, do not vote for it. Okay, so
Can you use a number on each idea so we can vote for easily in? And the other thing, I think ghost is the word that is most repeated. So I think the ghost subject must be the winner, but we need to think.
yeah,
How we
the
continue.
way the voting will work, as soon as everyone has their name down, is you get 2 votes. It's popularity voted. You can vote 2 times. The first one closest to your name is your first vote, and then your second one is the one further from your name. So what you'll do to make a vote is you'll click on the text that you like and you think that idea is cool. Then you press Control C, then go to your name and press Control V, and it will spawn a copy of that text, and you'll size it down to fit next to your name.
Well, maybe just numbers it.
Oh, okay. I'll number all the things then. I'll go to every single one. Yeah, this is why I didn't want to number everything, because I have to go to each one.
But what if I like my ideas the most? Still shouldn't vote for it?
You can't vote for yourself.
Well, you will never know which is my idea.
Oh, okay. Okay, vote for yourself then. We'll see. We'll see how many people end up voting for their own ideas.
Easy hack.
I was hoping we wouldn't be goofy, but well, there's the one person who's written about, I don't know, like 5 million ideas, so they can't vote for all their ideas. No, they've got a dilemma. Still numbering everything. Oh,
I delete my own idea because I don't like it. Okay.
Okay, mister. I'm gonna fault for my idea. I have a million ideas. It's all good. Still numbering everything. I'm never gonna get over having to number everything. Anyway, I'm almost done.
But isn't the 2 the explanation of the 1?
Hmm?
The number 2 is not the explanation of number 1?
That might
like-
be.
Yeah,
I thought that was a separate idea. That just because I didn't put it there, so I didn't realize. Someone's explaining my own idea. Thanks.
Okay.
We all grown adults here. Okay, I think
And,
everything's.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, we're just voting for one.
Well, no, you get 2 votes. You vote. The first number is your first vote, and then the second number is your secondary. So if there's a tie within the first numbers, we will go to the second. Okay. Which one's my second? I actually like the casual number 10. Okay, I got my votes. Roman's got their votes. Okay, Roman, you don't want to be there. Don't forget to make your vote CC and the same for. Well, do you just want to vote for one, Joe B? Or do you want to make your second vote?
I'm still deciding. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who's the
I
post-it note?
vote 15 and 10. Oh, I can vote both for myself.
Oh no, I was just asking who the post-it note was. I just realised it's you. Roman's trying to get away with a third vote.
Well, I trying to decide which 2 should I stay. I'm not sure.
Sorry, I'm the yellow one. I'm not comfortable because I'm using the mobile.
Understandable.
Yeah.
If you need, you can tell me which ones you want, and I can type it in for you. Also, CC, you still haven't written the vote next to
but
him.
like, I think I'm gonna, yeah, I think I'm gonna quit the project here because like I really don't really like the theme, to be honest. So I don't wanna commit in a 2 weeks game jam if I'm not comfortable with the that. So I prefer to quit now so you can find someone else.
Okay, what would you say you was uncomfortable with?
Like I really don't like the theme, to be honest. Like supernatural is not really inspiring. Yeah, I don't really like the theme. And yeah, that's mostly that. But 2 weeks is a long game jam, so like if it was a 3 days game jam, I would have do it. But for 2 weeks, I don't wanna commit because I know I will have less motivation or what. So I think it's better for everyone.
It would be a shame to see you go, but there's no obligation for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think it's better for like now it's just the beginning, so you can find someone else and like go for it. It's better if I do that than doing like
Mm.
1 week after the beginning, I guess. So yeah, sorry about that. I hope you're gonna make something good. I think you're gonna make something.
Okay, well,
And
it was
yeah,
nice talking to you. Hopefully, we'll meet each other again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, bye
Bye
everyone. Good luck
bye.
for the game jam.
Yeah, see ya.
Hope to see you
Bye.
again. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye. You
Bye.
take care.
You
Take
too.
care.
Okay, just to be aware now, we only have one senior programmer. I can program as well, but we will be wanting site programmers, so just be careful about what mechanics you think up. Right? So is this all the people that's voting, or is anyone else wanting to vote?
Can you write 15 and 10, or if I can vote myself, I vote 1?
You wanted 15 and 10, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2. Yeah, 6 of us in the call, 6 votes. Okay, so 1 shows up twice, and 15 shows up twice. Okay. So tie between those two, and what's the secondary vote? 16 ties. Okay, so we're gonna need to presume we can all agree to do another vote between 1 and 15, since those are the most popular ones. 16 are tied, put them in the secondary vote, so
What does mean secondary? Because I just choose two which are the same for me.
oh, okay. Secondaries of your backup vote. The idea is if like you voted if you voted like say 5, but if you wouldn't mind doing like number 10, you'd vote for number 10. But I'm just going to check the votes again.
Maybe we shouldn't separate first from secondary, primary, secondary. Just
If you think that, we can just have the one vote then. Okay. I mean that works because everything turned into a tie. I'm gonna try just doing the singular vote now. All to pass voting.
I hope that if the idea that one vote don't win, don't leave the jump, because the last person, I think, only wanted his idea and didn't want to do what most people want.
I mean, it is a group project, so it's gonna be a factoid that it will be decided by the group. The only way it would happen otherwise is me telling everyone what they're doing, which I don't want to do that. Okay, anyway, I've picked my singular votes. If you guys can do the same, since... Oh, wait. Yeah, since 1 and 15 drawed, we need to recast. Cool.
Delete
Oh, yeah.
10.
Delete 10. Cool.
Thanks.
JJ, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Which one do you want to be your vote, 16 or 1?
Oh, oops. 16 or 1. Hold on, let me read again. I'm gonna stick with 1.
Cool. Okay. So, oh my, bruh. Okay,
Oh
how
no.
are we gonna handle this? So many draws. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna split into 2 rounds.
I mean I can switch to 15 because it's mine. I just didn't vote on mine earlier.
You could also switch to 1.
Well, you know.
Okay, I'm just gonna think how we're gonna do this. I did not expect this to happen.
I just didn't vote on mine, which is why I did put 15. But
yeah, I allowed voting on your own. Since what was it? Owen was going to be cheeky and vote for his own regardless. Okay, what's going to happen is I'm going to draw a vote between 1 and 15. Whichever one is the popular one, we go up against 14, and then those two will vote against each other. How does that sound?
Okay.
sounds good.
Okay, so pick 1 or 15, and then we'll move on to 1 versus 14.
Well, what if I don't really like both of them?
Just pick the one you like better.
Well, none.
Oh, you voted for 14, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I mean, you might that might win the vote. This is just an elimination round.
Yeah, I understand, but I don't want to vote neither first or 15. They both looks for me very, boring.
I mean, it would. Okay, just for the sake of Roman, let's quickly vote on 14 versus 1 then, since he's struggling. To see if it goes his way or if something else happens. Or do we not count his vote and just count 15? I don't know. He's
Then I'll vote 1.
Hmm?
I will change my vote to 1.
Oh, you
I
want to
vote
go
15.
1? You sure?
Yes.
Okay. I'm presuming Roman is abstaining then. Are we happy with this elimination that 15's been eliminated? Does anyone want to change their votes, or are they happy with that result? Okay, I'm gonna presume that's yes. People are happy with that. So now 1 will go up against, what was it? It was 14, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I don't know why I'm moving stuff. Okay, so now it's 1 against 14.
Okay. I'm okay too in changing from 15 to 1. The yellow one.
Oh, okay. It's 1 against 14 now. So pick if you want. The number 1 is the detective uncovering secrets to supernatural events, and 14 is a supernatural stealth game where you play as a supernatural being trying to navigate a world where your kind is hunted and feared, avoiding detection and using your abilities to stay alive. So it's either the detective one or the stealth game.
Interesting. What are you thinking about picking?
I don't want to skew the votes in any way, but you can see my vote anyway. The undercover detective, the detective one is my idea. I think. Yeah, number 14 is, I don't remember who I made up that idea. I think it was Punk.
I finally decided between first and 15. I choose first. Okay.
Okay, first won the landslide against 15, but now we're on to 1 versus 14. So you might get your game idea put forward. I'm just wondering if everyone's happy with the vote or if they need me to change any of them.
Where's the
Alright, I'm just
vote
deciding
stuff?
still.
Oh, Joe in Travis here. Do you need the link?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. Democracy is difficult. Okay, so there's 6 votes here, and we have a 7th, and that's Joe. If I can enter the number for you if you want, or you can enter it yourself. It's on the 5th page.
Okay.
JJ, have you decided if you want the stealth game or the detective game?
I've decided I'm still sticking with the detective game.
Roman likes 14. Joby?
I'm gonna stick with 1.
Owen?
1.
Alikep, is that your one at the bottom there?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Yeah. 1.
And Joe and Trove, oh, it's still a 1 victory even if you do vote for 14. Oh, damn. Well, thank you, I guess. I didn't even vote for myself and my idea won. Are we all happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure no one feels tripped out by whatever's happened. Yeah, we might be able to add some stealth elements for Roman. But okay, so 1 it is. So now that we've came up with what game idea it is we're taking, do we want to move on to game mechanics?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Yep.
If anyone that's on the Jamboards, game mechanics starts on the 6th page. We might add more pages to this, as this is a very small amount of little questions that we need to answer. I just put it there to start conversation. But yeah, simple stuff like, what do we think about the perspective of how this is gonna be? If you don't know what, do you guys know what second person is?
Not
Kind
really.
of.
Okay, it's a very rare game perspective where you aren't the main character, but the main character are things that happen to you and around you.
Oh, okay.
And then third person, I'm sure we all know what that is in the same first person.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any particular preference to what perspective we use?
I personally prefer third person only because first person gives me motion sickness.
I mean, that's good for accessibility. I'm also a good. I also like third person as well, just for the sake. I feel like it's good to see your character and be able to feel connected to them. Anyone else have any input, or are we?
I would like to ask if you're familiar working or programming with third person or third person. Which of you what is easier for anyone? If you can work in both, I prefer third person.
I say for third person too. Yeah, I have experienced the third person. I haven't even touched first person. But yeah, I don't think anyone's against the idea of third person. So if we're all happy, I'll remove them from the board.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I can add my input, I think that it depends on the kind of game we want to do. Because in first person, it's more immersive, I think. Like the player is more inside the story. Where in third person, it's more like we are playing a character.
I mean, that's what I do. I mean, I think the important person to ask about this would be JJ, since they are the writer. How would you feel? Do you feel more comfortable writing for a character for the first person perspective or first person?
I can honestly go for either or. And in terms of my own preference for third person, I do get like the immersion is kind of like broken, but also like there's still amazing like games that are in like third person perspective, like Silent Hill 2, with the like fixed camera angles and stuff like that. So we can still make it immersive.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a detective game, thinking about it, probably first person would be better, because if you're
That is
looking
true.
for tiny details in the map and for like trying to examine evidence, you're going to be able to see everything much better if you're in first person.
That is true. So I'd be comfortable writing in either perspective. Uh I've written both like different perspectives, so I'm okay with either or.
Okay, I'm going to say we're going with first person. We won't vote on this because of how much chaos the last voting went. So
I believe third person is better, to be honest.
I feel inclined to do whatever Punk says, because I'm scared to lose the last senior programmer. I don't want to
Then
be
we
the only.
should change the game idea.
Oh, do you really not like the game idea?
Yeah, but it's okay.
Okay, he says it's okay. I'm scared. Don't worry, Punk. We'll add stealth for you. I know you wanted the stealth game, so we'll add stealth.
No, it was not about stealth. It was mostly about idea to be hidden from others. It's not the same as stealth. It's not like a Splinter Cell, you know.
Okay, the next matter is like, how do it, like, do we want it to be respawns? Do we want it to be lives? Do you want it to be like permadeath? Or will the player not encounter combat or any forms of threats? Like, like, what do we want in terms of that?
Well, I think if it's a detective game, it's more. I think it's more logic to work on not very few enemies encounter, and more like in the ambience, like more stressing ambience, than actually having a lot of enemies and stuff.
I feel though that the sense of like permadeath might be useful though, as like what is it like I feel like it'd be a good idea if there's a sense that the player can really mess up and get the answers wrong, and there is like a threat, or like there's something bad that happens if the player does bad, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
So
I think I get it.
less so like very limited to almost no combat. Like mainly, it's just a consequence to people's actions. How do
I
we?
also don't want to make the game.
Mm.
Sorry.
Maybe we should answer first. What's the goal of the player? What is the end of the game? The investigator, what is going to find? And is going to find someone that's trying to kill him. Then is permadeath. Maybe. What are you thinking that is going to discover when you propose an investigator?
Okay, we can discuss this before we go on to the damage or the vulnerability of the player. I think this will heavily depend on the story, but I would imagine it would be something like what would you say like I'd say like we would be able to make this game so it can have expansions in the future if we did want to work on it, because it will be an open source project. But I think like it would just be like to discover all the clues and achievements. I don't think there'll be just. I mean, we can just have one goal, but I think it'll be cool if there's also like little Easter eggs or stuff that gives the player like special abilities and such. So it would probably be like if you guys don't mind, it is just me brainstorming. Like something like you try it. The goal is just to become strong and smart enough and get enough information to find out what the threat is, and to also be able to get rid of it. So like if it's, as I say, the supernatural or things that are actually natural things but they're meant to look supernatural, like if it's like a death or something, like read murders, find out who's committed the murders and get enough information that they can be arrested.
The detective is going to get the clues in a supernatural way, something like that.
That wasn't a plan, but we
With
can
that.
add that.
I'm trying to add the investigator, the supernatural part, because the subject is supernatural.
Where the supernatural comes in with the idea that was voted for is there's something supernatural, but it's not actually supernatural. So it's studying supernatural events to find what's actually happening, to find the reasoning and the logical explanation behind them.
Because you maybe there's a murder and the ghost is trying to guide the player to find the clues.
I think what Kitty was thinking was more like something like a Scooby Doo type mystery where it seems like there's a ghost and all of the clues lead to there being some kind of ghost, but in the end you uncover, what the actual not supernatural event is going on.
I mean, if we want, we could add like something that is kind of like a supernatural ability that you get for finding certain secrets that aren't to do with your investigation. Like, let's say
That would be like more fun to do than like adding still like some supernatural elements and whatnot.
but like you start off as just a natural normal detective, but like let's say you're discovering there's like a big family mansion and you're discovering a few murders that's going on, like one of the butlers died, and for some reason someone very young died of like a random heart attack even though they're full at good health. But while discovering who did the murders, you might discover that there's an affair going on between the husband and one of the maids, and discovering that secret would give you like an award or something like that.
Hmm.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. That would make it for an interesting like story, but in terms of a game, I think it would be like more interesting to explore like a small like maybe not small, but a little like suburban house and figuring out that this seemingly normal family is not nearly as normal as everyone thought they were.
Yeah, I'd like to stick us to one building, Dal, for the sake of it's a game jam, and if we start making like whole towns and stuff, that might become a lot of work.
Oh no, I'm not saying like making a whole town, just everything taking place in this small house, because doing a mansion, I think, would be a little ambitious. But something like a small suburban house, I think, is more practical. We can move to a mansion if we want to
Okay.
expand on this a little more, but for something like a game jam, we can stick to like a few rooms and just have a lot of things going on in these rooms.
I get what you mean, and I actually agree with that. That does sound like a good idea, and that instead of those like big events, those big sort of secrets, it can be more sort of something like let's say like they had a child, but the child died of an accident, like a lawnmower blades got released, and that happened because one of the other kids tried to repair the lawnmower and left it unscrewed, but it was never told. But you find that through like looking through diaries and in the clues.
Mm-hmm. Or even like including like certain mechanics that do allow you to have some like supernatural abilities. Like, for example, and I'm just throwing it out there, like finding a mirror that looks like an ordinary mirror, but it actually can allow you to see different things from a different perspective, sort of thing, and allows you to uncover even more clues.
Yeah, that's why we would have these side missions.
Okay.
Like that's what they give you. Like there'll be a way to complete the game with no supernatural abilities. But in order to get supernatural abilities that help you along, you have to find these little secrets that aren't objectives that are marked for you.
Ah, gotcha.
At least that's my idea, if everyone feels cool with that.
Okay.
I have kind of an idea in mind. it's so the detective is you have like supernatural powers or something like this, and he took on the detective job to try to find other people like him, like other stuff like him, to because he don't want to be the only one, and so he go on case to find other supernatural stuff. So the one we are gonna do in game is like going to start as a supernatural stuff, and then as we progress through the game, it's gonna look like it's just a normal stuff, and then there's another plot twist where it's a supernatural stuff in the end. I don't know if that was understandable.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think we're sort of morphing an idea, like we're doing the Scooby Doo thing where it's a supernatural event, but it's not actually supernatural, but it's within a world where supernatural things do exist. So it's more like this would work if we're like a detective for the clergy or something like that.
No, I don't think it's have to be something from the clergy.
No, it doesn't have to be, but I'm just throwing stuff out there. But by the way, you guys can add stuff in the 6th page of game mechanics if you need. You can also upload images to this. So knowing that's the goal of a player is to find the reality behind the supernatural or actual events, and that they get rewards through looking into other unmarked secrets. I think it does make sense that there's very few ways for the player to die and then to do with story decisions.
I
Yeah.
think it would be kind of a bit disappointing if you go in like investigating supernatural stuff and then in the end it's just regular stuff.
Why do you think it would be disappointing?
Well, I mean that's my personal point of view, but if you go into an investigation and you go to a house and then there's like a ghost or a monster, and then you set the expectation that there's some supernatural stuff, and then at the end of your case you just realize it's like Jimmy who like to disguise himself as a wolf.
It would be if it was that simple, but I think we'd have something more elaborate. Like, for example, people have been seeing this. What is it like? A wizard that's going around and they can shoot lightning from their hands, and then you have to find out not only that it's something else, but also how the science works, and that it's like something like Tesla coils. And instead that the person's like using Tesla coils to use low DC current in order to create electric bolts from their hands.
Mm.
I don't know who said it would be. They think it'd be disappointing.
Me, j'ai rien trouvé.
Mm-hmm.
The Kermit Frog.
I mean, what? I'm just trying to understand.
I think I understand that. It goes to that question that you take this. What is the challenge? And people want to avoid death. It makes some adrenaline to the game. Maybe there isn't someone killing me. Maybe there is traps on the house. If the investigator discover a clue, will trigger the room is filling with water and you have to escape to don't get drowned or something like that. But the sense of danger will add something more interesting that the player must be focus on the game and avoid the danger.
Okay. Okay. So that covers death and damage sort of situation as well. So yeah, having it sort of I'm gonna get rid of this. And that's not just the game. I spelt that one, but AO. I'm sure it's okay. But yeah. Have any of you ever watched Death Note?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think having, because you know how like I can't remember his name, but you know how when he wanted to hide the book from the general population and make sure no one touched it, he set up a sort of trap where if someone pulled the drawer too far, it would trigger off like a mini flamethrower inside the drawer and burn the book.
Yes.
So stuff like that where you can go places, but if you're not careful and you don't examine stuff, they can be destructive and destroy themselves. If you know what I mean.
So they have kind of smaller puzzles built into stuff.
Yeah.
I was kind of like thinking, or at least like somewhat inspired by, I don't know if many people know about this game, but In the Dead of Night, where like a person himself isn't, like the main antagonist isn't a supernatural entity, but the people that are helping you are.
Yeah, I mean that's possible to have supernatural companions. I say you have the most control in that department as you're doing narrating.
What happens if you miss a clue that it destroyed? Is game over?
I think it would just change the clues and make it hard, and eventually, if you keep messing up, it will lead to the player's death. So, like let's say the person you're trying to hunt, like the murderer or whatever it is actually actively hunting you, but they don't know that you're a detective. But if you keep on exposing yourself and so forth, you would get like a chance to end up getting killed by them. But you could also avoid the death, and by them trying to kill you, they also leave more kills. I mean, more clues. Does that make sense?
But there's a people, also a person following you. If you make a mistake, will kill you.
I think, yeah, if you make too many mistakes, I think that would be the best way for it to work.
But how will that person appear to kill you?
Well, there might be someone that always exists within the game. Like, let's say it's if you're not like a ghost or anything, it is like you're a human, then it could be just like the husband or something or whatever, but you don't actually see them. Then there's someone that's in your game that can hurt you. It's just you don't know who it is. I think it also might be a cool idea. Just to put this out here there, since this is like Scooby doing it, this doesn't necessarily need to happen in the present. We could have a system where like you're a ghost or you're someone going back through time, and that would definitely fulfill the supernatural element. And it would explain why you can go to these places and not be questioned, and we wouldn't need to work too heavily on characters.
The other thing is you mentioned supernatural abilities. What do you have in mind? Super audition or vision?
So like I'll make another piece of text for abilities. Abilities. Oh. So like something like
I
time.
thought about maybe there is someone that you think that is a ghost, but is behind the walls, and you can develop a super audition and feel there's someone chasing you, but you can see it because he's behind the walls.
X-ray
Yeah.
vision.
That might be a bit too overpowered. But something similar to it, maybe. I was thinking like something like when you don't have any abilities, you just can look at the evidence and clues. But let's say you find a secret, and it would allow you to like review time and actually see it happen, if that makes sense. And also like it'd be interesting if you could communicate to those from the past through like mirrors as like a temporal portal. You get what I mean? Anyway, so some of you get in on here and put some ability ideas that you have.
I don't know. I have maybe one ability ideas like imagine there's some mirrors inside the house, and if you can interact with them to see past event, something like this.
So a very limited version of review time.
Mm.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
Or he could see in the mirror. He could see the souls of the past, or some souls who can give him some clues.
Yeah, maybe it would be an ability to feel people's auras and feel the emotions that they felt when holding an object. So,
Yeah, also.
so like if there was like a selection of tools, and if you had that ability, if someone did a murder and they were angry, one of the tools might show up with a red aura that shows you that someone was angry the last time it was held. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like kind of a color code for emotions.
Mm. Yeah, very confusing, but I think that would be a cool idea. Can I just ask if people feel motivated for this idea, or is it something everyone's not particularly motivated for?
I'm kind of just going along and seeing where this goes, and just sort of thinking about what I can sort of contribute. I'm not super particular about mechanics or anything like that, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, someone's contributing finally. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'd imagine that would be like in the version of like a riddle.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
I think maybe it would be a good idea to have it so let's say you're like a ghost detective and you're just looking into the past. It'd be an idea that as you start, you can't interact or move objects, but the more secrets you find, you are able to interact with more and more heavier objects.
I was thinking that maybe the character has some limitation. We're talking about physic abilities, o sea, psychics, kicks. I don't know how to say it. That's psychic. And maybe he got tired if he uses his ability in everything that he finds. So he have to choose carefully in which he's going to use his abilities. So if he gets too tired, maybe he will, I don't know if die, but fall and start again the game. So, no.
Is that a way to explain cooldowns and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, could be.
Because that makes sense. Like it's sort of like a power that helps you understand what the characters are thinking or doing, but if you use it on the wrong people, you'll just get useless random thoughts.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think at the moment this might be enough information to get us started. We can come back and add more stuff if we think of anything later, but just for the sake, so that way we're not here forever and the meeting doesn't last forever. And that we move on to graphic style and then what is it, gameplay loop. So which would you like to go to first, gameplay loop or graphic style? Oh, someone's in graphic style, so I'm gonna follow Anonymous Goose. Okay, is everyone here?
I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah, I think a graphic is better because also for sound is inspiring.
Yeah. So we'll take a look at this and figure out what it is we want. So I've made a little board with some information. We don't have to stick to any of these things. We can use different things, but I just came up with some ideas or examples of different styles that we might want to try out. So I'll just zoom in real quick. So, for example, example here in the top left corner, I created some images of PS1 style games, which I think would be an easy style for us to replicate and would allow us to keep the workload pretty low. But will also allow us to be pretty stylized. That's
I would
what.
like to know what most people that is going to do 3D modeling is used to work. Maybe that's what we should take as a reference.
Well, I am used to working with hyperrealism, and that takes literally like weeks just to make one bedroom. Yeah, I've talked this over with the other 3D artists, and we agreed to go with something that's a bit simpler.
And what style do you think that could make the game feel better?
I mean, that's what that's what we're going through now.
It's going to be a dark game, maybe with some lantern.
Okay. There is the example of the Long Dark, which is a very gritty game. If that's a sort of thing you want to go through, and this has a very like simple graphic aesthetic that look as sort of this like hand drawn like sort of paper and cardboarded style. But even with its simplistic graphics, it still manages to create some great visuals. Like, I say you can say like 2 first-person shots and another one of just some scenery. So that's an idea, and that gives you some realism and style at the same time. And most of the 3D artists will be able to consistently make something similar to that. And then we have the low poly style, which I imagine if you're wanting more grits, not something you want to go for. But it is there, and you can create a lot of assets very quickly for low poly. And then there's minimalism, but I guess again, if you wanted to make, I presume all you guys want to make something a bit more gritty. So I presume this is not a direction we would want to go in. But then we also might have characters, and since characters are a massive undertaking, I think allowing us, like with if you look at the PlayStation 1 and the Pixar, like a sort of combination of the both, where we have strange proportions and allow that sort of surrealist interpretation of humans or ghosts and whatever would be very helpful, because making characters is like one of the hardest of things for 3D artists. And if you aim for something that's quite realistic, like this one here would be like the furthest extent the 3D artist can take it before it's something that would just take 2 weeks just to make a character. This would be something that would take a while, but it would be something that could be done in time. And then something like the character here, or here in this Pixar shot, is something that can be made like probably within 2 to 3 days, like a decent character in the wig and everything.
I don't know if Mixamo works in Unity, but there is
Yes,
a
it
lot of
does.
characters and animation that you can use, and maybe the 3D artists can do some changes and work with those models. They don't have to do all from zero.
All right, mix them out those models.
I was thinking maybe as the for the character you can do like type of Xur in Destiny. I don't know if someone have the reference to that. It's basically a faceless character, and it would suit the supernatural stuff. It would be easier to model.
Super what now?
Supernatural character, like Xur from Destiny.
Xur.
Xur. XUR. Yeah, that's the guy. No. Yeah, the guy with the hood.
Yeah, this is interesting and all, but something like this will completely strain out the 3D artists. It is definitely within the 3D artist's ability, but making a character this detailed is massive in undertaking.
I mean, just for the face.
In the face? Oh, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So instead of having like full-on characters, we would have like a sort of vague like ghost-like figures, and not necessarily
Yeah,
give them
something.
faces.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know if Sketchfab is compatible with Unity, but Sketchfab you can look them also for more character.
I know, but like Sketchfab and these places, like getting just random assets is one of things we want to avoid if possible. Um, also, as well, it's whether or not any other.
Try to select download and animated, so it has a skeleton.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to find a bunch of stuff that matches. Especially, is there a free section or is it literally all stuff I have to buy?
I always find a lot of free asset.
Yeah, but where does it say free?
Um, let me find.
I mean, it's possible, but would likely only be able to take one or two models from a site like this
Can I
without.
share screen?
Hmm?
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, I think I found it anyway.
Yeah, if you look at the right top corner of each image, the one that says that has a that yeah that
Yeah,
that arrow.
I searched by CC license. Or CCC would probably be better.
Okay.
Okay, there's nothing underneath for CC0, unfortunately, but yeah, it's just a difficult, and a lot of these stuff is stuff that's not as good as some of 3D artists can make.
The other thing, most people said first person, isn't it?
Hmm?
So
Yeah.
we don't have to worry so much about the main character.
No, I'm just worried about like other characters that might be in the scene.
I mean, if the character is not that important, we shouldn't take 1 week modeling one character that's going to appear.
No, I
in
did
1 minute.
I didn't say like. I mean, I'm saying like in scale, like this. Something that's like this PlayStation 1 stuff would probably only take one day, but something like this Pixar at the fastest speed would take a week and a bit. That's what I'm saying. Imagine this is like a spectrum scale between a day and 9 days, if you know what I mean.
I think the most work in the project is going to be in the items that are going to be inspectable.
Yeah, items are much faster to make.
But we need to focus in that and in the house more than in the side characters.
Okay, well, what graphic style takes your fancy? I mean, I think the long dark sort of style would be the best, but I don't know. No one else has said anything about graphics or art style.
I really can say because I don't work in Unity. I work in Unreal Engine and I know to do realistic stuff, but don't know if that is easy to make. What is easier? What the 3D style person know how to do fast?
I mean, PlayStation 1 stuff is gonna be really fast to make. But this long dark stuff will be medium. We can definitely have this style. This sort of style is something we can definitely manage.
Maybe we should go that long dark.
Okay. Does anyone else have any opinions on art style or any sort of like games they'd like to present and say they like their style or? Anything that they like?
I just have an opinion on the Lone Dark. I think it's more like the graphic style is more suited for open world stuff, like very large scale map. Because we're gonna be in a house with everything in close proximity, it would be more suited to have.
I'll show you an image of inside a house if I can. There we go. Open image in a new tab. So this is what like the inside of a building looks like, kind of like the style. So it is detail. The same principles can be taken to inside, and it doesn't have to look like this. I say we can have like modern building suburb stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's just like the way textures are done and stuff, and how modeling works. But something like this, I know the 3D team can manage and keep consistent.
I am on the 3D team, so.
Oh, Joe in 12.
Hmm?
Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah. Well, do you imagine you being able to consistently make this level of detail?
Oh yeah, I mean there doesn't seem to be a lot of vertices and stuff to do in here.
I know. Oh,
It's just
it's very very performance and
yeah.
the textures. We can have full PBR textures. It's just that a lot of it would be like quickly drawing up the textures rather than taking them from the internet. But we can take from the internet. I do have an automatic process in order to convert image textures into something that looks low bit and more stylized. But if we can, it's better if we can just like take a spray paintbrush and just go pss, 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 and happy days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the new Blender stuff, I think it could be possible. There's I don't have them in like in my head right now, but there's like the grain stuff where you can easily add details for free. And there's also like the simple paint tool. I mean, I would like to have a graphic tablet, but I don't. But I mean, still.
Oh,
can be easy to paint.
I personally make textures like this by mouse. So it's definitely possible. Trust me, it's just getting used to it.
Oh yeah.
So at least we have something that we can say is what we're aiming for. So I'm just gonna like download that. Yes. Yeah. I'll put that. I'll delete the other stuff and I'll just highlight the long dark stuff.
Yeah.
So beep 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 beep. And also the characters in the long dark, their style is very simplistic and something that we should be able to replicate if we ever did decide to have characters.
Yeah. Well, on my side, I am personally way more confident with like creating environment stuff than characters.
Okay. Methods is I'll say the dedicated character design if we ever have one then.
Well, I mean, if he's fine with it, I
Oh
don't
yeah,
want to force.
it is fine. He likes working in programs like ZBrush and stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
What about if there are like supernatural creatures, like ghosts or something, to draw them in another style?
I'll show you how the long dark handles characters. Trying to find a model, not just a drawing, but no, where's the character? Oh, there we go. And there's another scene. Okay, it's a bit low res, but you can. I'm gonna in game. I want to make sure I'm using in-game characters. Yeah, this is some. Because so like you can see here.
Yeah, but maybe I didn't explain properly. I mean, if there are two kinds of
two kinds of what?
You mean ghost?
yeah, I mean, if the ghost, there are the ghosts and the real characters. No? If the real characters are drawn like this, like you're showing, and the ghosts are drawn in another style to make the difference.
Oh,
The ghosts will be in the same style, but it will look like ghosts. It's just that. I mean, all of this is part of the same style. It's
Yeah, for example, there was this game which I loved. In my avatar, there is like Grim Fandango. No? Grim Fandango, the characters, the skulls were in a style, and the humans were like I don't know, like paper, made in another style completely. You know.
Oh, I get what you mean. I think for the sake of it being a game jam, it will be kept to a simple one-star guide, since it's going to be difficult to get people to all match the same style. So we want to keep it as simple as possible, but your ghosts will look like ghosts, and there will be alpha maps on like parts of the ghost, like let's say it looks like cloth, or like it looks like it's swirling. It will have those like features of a ghost. It's just we just need these things as like a style guide for anyone that's doing the 3D stuff. And this style can be applied to literally everything. Okay, are we ready to do the last bit, which is game loop?
oh yeah, yeah. I'm good at the graphic style. I'll just maybe play the game, Long Dark, some reference.
Yeah, if you can afford it, then yeah, that would be great. I personally have the Long Dark on my account, so I can also get reference from it. But okay, so we need to figure out what the game loop is. We have enough details about the mechanics and stuff, so I'm just gonna put some stuff down that I think is stuff that's we've figured out or that we're sure of. So discovers secret. Okay, put that there. Gets reward. Oh. Find truth. Okay, so just put some stuff there. This is not the entire thing, but so we can feel free to put stuff on here as well. But for the basics, I think we're getting the player to discover secrets so they can get rewards, which help them discover the truth behind the mystery. Or I spelled that wrong, but yeah, truth behind the mystery, and that once they do that, that allows them to discover even more secrets, get rewards, and discover more truths. If you know what I mean.
I think we need a trigger event that starts the loop. Maybe someone called the inspector that goes to the house.
Okay.
Maybe explains something about the main character. Why is he called? Is there a problem? What is the introduction? I mean to start the game.
I don't. I mean, personally, I don't think that's part of the gameplay core loop. This is more general. Of course, that stuff happens, but when people stop playing the game, that is not continuously pulled back into the loop. That's if I do like so if I do another arrow like here, so it's a separate thing from the core gameplay loop that starts it off to begin with. But once it's done, it no longer comes into the gameplay loop, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So what we're trying to talk about here is what we're talking about here is how do we keep the player to keep playing the game, and what gets them to do the same things over again, and why do they do each thing for what reason.
I mean, we could separate each room with one secret.
I'm sorry. I think I will go to sleep now. It's pretty
Yeah, that's
late here.
understandable. The meeting lasted
It's
quite a while.
3 a.m. here, so I will wake up early, and I hope I will find some summary so I can decompose tasks for develop and start working. Okay.
Yeah, you can work. You'll be able to check on the game mechanics and work on some of the stuff in there.
Well, okay.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
anyway, good night. Sleep
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Okay. See ya.
See you
Okay.
later. Bye.
Anyway, so I'm getting what you mean. Discover secrets, get rewards. Okay, so
I mean,
what we can do in the loop is that at some point by getting the secrets, it allows them to discover more secrets, and those in turn help them get to discovering the truth behind the mystery.
I mean, how we going to handle the player navigation on the house? He can go wherever he wants, or he must go in a linear way to discover the secret in one room. And that secret is going to let them go to the second room, and that is the loop.
I think they have freedom to explore, but I feel like you don't understand what a gameplay loop is. I'll give you some examples of one. Gameplay loop. Play loop. It's okay. So let's use this one. This is for a different game. Okay, that's not for a game. Ignore that one. Okay, this is a very advanced one, I think. So, yeah. So this is for like an RPG game. So, they sort of fight. They lose or win. If they get defeated, then they go to try and upgrade their gear. If they get a victory, then they find loot, explore dungeon, find enemies, explore dungeon, find enemies, fight. So sort of like a flowchart, but for the yeah. Does it make a bit more sense?
Yeah, I mean, you can fail on your task and do other way or restart the loop.
Anyway, I feel like everyone has gotten really tired since that's the general vibe I'm getting.
Oh no, I'm fine. Personally.
Everyone's been quiet and just listening to me. It's very anxious inducing.
Sorry, I mean, I just personally don't know what to contribute on my end, so I'm kind of just listening and trying to take it all in.
Same.
I mean, this a very simple loop. I mean, we can leave this because I know even if you guys are all right, I know somebody else is gonna get tired. And it's gonna mean unless people are paying attention anyway. I think this makes sense anyway. They go to a new place to discover secrets, to get rewards that they use to discover secrets, that they use to discover the truth behind the mystery.
Okay.
Does this make sense? I'm just gonna leave it very simple.
Just looking at that, one way that might make it make a little bit more sense is if you is it ends up being a bit more linear where it's go to new place and then it goes into a loop that is discover secret, get reward, discover secret, get reward, that it will eventually branch off into discover the truth behind that mystery, if that makes sense.
I was more thinking of in the sense that they get to the house and there's multiple rooms and in those rooms there's multiple secrets.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then they just explore. They don't know what secrets they are, and I'm just looking around and then trying to connect events together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then what happened when they find the truth? Does they leave the house and then you have like a separate lobby where you kind of get some new abilities and then you go back to the same house and you discover more stuff?
Yeah, I think like I mean we'll only work on the one house for the time being, but if we can, we'll include more places if we find the time. But the idea is this is the goal of the game, and as you discover these secrets and get rewards, you get here, you discover the truth, but you'll also go back to the menu and you'll be able to take those abilities you gain from discovering secrets and try and fully complete an area. So let's say you only discover like 33% of all secrets. So that means there's still 66% of secrets left for you to find, and it'd be sort of a completionist game.
Yeah, but I mean, if the discovering the truth is in the loop. Does that mean that the player like finish the game the first time he find the truth behind the mystery?
I get what you mean. This game loop doesn't account for the completionist. Okay, I'll change that.
Or is
Actually,
I don't know. I mean, is discovering the truth like the end goal when you found 100% of the stuff, or is it like you find the stuff and then
I
you kind of
think
win?
a better way to
Mm.
put this is you okay, so you complete that, and then that leaves the gameplay loop, and then this would connect to the go to new place. So they switch places.
Mm.
So then you're discovering secrets for rewards. But for story wise, I think that this goes here when you haven't discovered it, and then they swap places.
Okay.
Sort of like I don't know, like how Payday handles missions, I guess. I know this is
Never
just
played it.
this is just giving us giving us some sort of idea. Okay, so it's yeah, Punk was the one that went offline. So at the moment, Jar, since you're a 3D artist, what time is it for you now?
It's 9:20 in the afternoon.
In the afternoon, 9:20. So I'm about an hour behind me. If you feel like it, I mean, it is late, so I wouldn't imagine you would get straight into it. I would say if you feel up to it, to do it this late at night, but if you don't, you can wait into the morning. You can have a little play of the Long Dark and make some notes about the graphics and the style. And if you have time to recreate something, you can give that a try. Okay, so Jaw has a task. I will self-test properly in Asana at some points. JJ, JJ, do you understand enough about the game idea and its premise to be able to start writing a sort of story or like secrets and stuff like that? JJ? Oh, them deafen themselves. Oh.
It seems he's not listening.
Okay, LK, what is it you doing? LK?
Well, yeah, I'm fine. I like it, but as regards sounds, I'm sure that we will have to use like real sounds. It's pretty easy. I mean, also
Okay.
Foley and real sounds.
So you're
maybe
hold on.
dialogues.
Okay.
I can also like make some dialogues myself.
Oh, okay. How would you
And
feel
as regards
about
music, it depends, really.
how would you feel about making a trying to attempt to make a soft toned, deep voiced character in terms of voice for this ghostly detective? How would you feel doing that, managing so that way when they discover stuff, they can go like,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like, what does this mean? Or I
Yeah.
can't believe you've done
Yeah.
this. But yeah, like very serious and like a deep solitone voice that sort of soothes you.
Oh, I can't hear you now. It's working?
But yeah, give us when you have the time, give us a few samples of that. So that's your task. Jody, just check what Joby, you there?
Yeah, hi.
Can you remind me what it is you do?
Sound design.
Sound design. Okay, so can you make me some? Since we're definitely gonna have a standard like suburb house. Do it's really painful that JJ's not here. Okay, but if
Can
you
you
can,
send him a Discord message, maybe?
yeah, I did. It's because he's the writer, so like where this place is going to be and what time frame is up to the writer, but they've just gone by. Joby, if you can, could you make sounds such general house sounds like
Footsteps?
like yeah, like that could like some creepy footsteps, the light bulb, like you know where it flickers, or like the
Okay.
sounds of like bushes and stuff hitting up against the glass of the window.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Anything and everything you could imagine hearing inside a house.
Yeah,
Is it
sure.
Mm.
Is it gonna be a wooden house or like brick or anything?
I think it'd be best if we have some variation. So there'd be some wooden floors, and I'd imagine there'd be some places that are tiled.
Okay.
Yeah, just to work on those two for the time being, and then we can go further on. Okay, Owen,
Yes.
I would like you to start working in when you can start working in Blender to create a block out. Just create the general map / level design. Take some research and inspiration of suburban houses, and try and find a map layouts that work. So replicate one of the houses inside Unity, just using primitives, and then look around the map and see if it feels right and make sure the proportions match up. And then one of the 3D artists will come and fill that out. So just a basic block out if you can.
Okay.
And give us a few, if you have time, give us a few variations. Okay. Sinclair. Sinclair, you there?
Oh, sorry, I didn't catch the start of the meeting. I was on the train home. But yeah, I can send you a private message with my email for GitHub, etc.
Okay, grand. Okay, so I'm gonna give you something to do, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, I caught like the gist of it just from the I think it was the graphic style I came in, or maybe before that. I've got like I made I've got like a wooden noise box, which I can get some really cool noises out of just for like ambience. Just off the top of my head, that was one thing that I thought of when you were talking about it. But if you have something else in mind as well, I'm happy to do that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Work with Joby very closely, but I want your main task to be is to make some very ambient music. Since I believe you're a composer, if I'm not wrong.
I was sound design.
Oh, okay. So no composing. Okay, got you.
No, I am a composer.
Okay. Okay. What job did I give you, Alec?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you called me to make some
The voices.
dialogue, but I
Okay.
can make, yeah, but I can make. I mean, since we don't have lines now, we
Oh,
have still yet.
Okay,
So I can make
so
some ambient.
I
But
want
are you thinking like
I want
acoustic
you
or?
I want you, Alec, and Sinclair to swap jobs. Sinclair, since he only does sound design, you will be working on the voice now, and Alec, you will be composing some of the music.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
that
I direct message about how you feel like more acoustic or something. I feel more acoustic actually.
okay. Okay, so you like acoustic? Yeah, acoustic works fine. So I want it very ambient and light, and a lot of ethereal sort of tracks to go along, and we want something that can be very easily looped and can go on for a long time. If you can make that, and Sinclair, you will be making some of the sounds for the main character. Just for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to decide that the main character is male. So make some soft, sultry, masculine sounds, like basic sounds like "How could you do this?" and "What's this?" or like just like general sounds that like just to fill out the dead space, and when we get a character moving around.
Maybe like grunts and stuff.
Yeah, grunts like that. But also just simple dialogue lines that like you'd expect when someone like discovers something else or whatever like that.
Sure.
Okay, and hopefully I'll be able to say something for when programmer gets back. But if it's late for you, I don't expect you to do it all now. We'll have another meeting at 12 GMT. Presume you can all find the GMT time zone. And that meeting will be to check up on your progress and to give you new tasks, and hopefully by then it'll be like about 6 hours before the meeting I'll start filling out Asana with actual tasks. Is that alright with you all, yeah?
Perfect.
No one has any complaints about the tasks that they've got?
No, I don't. What's the date again that we're meeting?
We're okay, the 7th on the 12th. Wait, we're meeting Tuesday, the 7th,
Okay.
and we're doing it at 12 o'clock GMT. And there will be another a meeting. You don't have to attend it. This is for anyone international that can't attend the first meeting, which would be at midnight GMT. But that's obviously not for anyone in my time zone. That's for anyone else, if you know what I mean. If the general group wants to move around the times for the meetings, just discuss it with me, and we can change the time if it needs to be something different. But everyone's happy with that and thinks they'll be able to attend the meeting tomorrow. Well, tomorrow for me.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good night, or whatever
Good
time
night.
it is for you guys.
Afternoon.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
You all take care.
Yeah. Wait, JJ, are you here?
Yes, yes.
Okay, anyone who's still here, please stay on for a bit so JJ can talk. Yeah, we just need you because now you're gonna have to. Did you catch any of the meeting?
My lunch came in, so no, I didn't get a chance to. I'm so sorry.
Okay, well, I'll
I see that
upload. I'll upload the video onto YouTube. I'll need you to review it because a lot of the people here are going to be depending on your writing, because you're going to need to start writing for the locations, the stories, and you need to write because you need to write a bunch of secret stories and hidden clues. I say general mystery stuff, and you also need to start writing the lines for the character, as Sinclair is going to be voicing the character.
Okay.
So, and
Sounds-
anyone that asks, literally just tell them, and so on. Anyway, I'm going to push the Unity files onto the GitHub, so that
Mhm.
way people can start editing stuff and whatnot.
Great. So I see we
Anyway,
talked about a graphics style, gameplay.
everyone else besides JJ, you can feel free to leave if you like.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
Take care.
Well, I mean, I still have time, so.
Okay. Well. Yeah.
I already have the long dark, so I'm
Okay.
installing it.
Yeah. Give it a few hours play and try and recreate some stuff and just get used to the style.
Yeah. So it's gonna be only like interior, or is it gonna be outside stuff to do?
Say again.
Is it gonna be only interior, or is there exterior
There might be some
stuff to do?
exterior, like something like if you imagine like out the window you might see other houses, or like you might see a car
Mm.
parked upside.
So when we launch the game, is it gonna be like at the doorstep, or is it gonna be directly inside the house?
Most of the stuff would be inside the house. You're gonna have to talk with JJ because
Oh yeah.
they're gonna know where the character's gonna be going since they're writing the story.
Take some time to like brainstorm and like think of the story details and whatnot. But I think what we should get to like designing and whatnot is, you know, how do we want the house to look like? Do we want it to make it look older, newer? And like
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I asked a while ago if it was gonna be like a wooden house or a brick house, or is there gonna be tiles and stuff?
Yeah, I imagine it would be mainly tile house. I mean, I imagine it'd be mostly wooden house, but places like the kitchen and bathroom are likely to be tiled on the floor.
Okay, so we're going for an older style house.
Quite possibly, probably like 50s, but it's also going to depend. You're gonna have to talk a lot with Owen because Owen's going to be doing the basic block out, and is going to need to do some research on the building. So you need to tell him what type of house that you want, so that way he can make a basic model, basic block out, and then drawing trove. You will go to that block out and replace the block out with your models, if that makes sense.
Okay. I can start brainstorming about the story and have like an outline before I go and like make all the dialogue and whatnot. I downloaded a resource, Twine, so it should be easy for me to share what I have and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
I am committing the base and project files. By the way, that it'll be on shortly. I just forgot to do it earlier.
Okay.
But yeah, the second half of the meeting didn't go as well as the first half, but at least we have some base stuff down.
I'm sorry, hold on, my cats are fighting.
Yeah, I didn't want to end up making the decisions for everyone. That's why I was sort of anxiously trying to make people speak. Because I want this to be
I
like
get it.
a group idea thing, and it's just like everyone's going with my ideas.
I mean, in all fairness, like you are like more of the game director, but you are also trying to include everyone, and I think you're doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah, I just feel bad that my game idea was the one that was voted on the most. I even voted against my idea, and it still won.
All right, but you can't really like help that either. Like, if everyone else likes the idea, then that's fine. It's a majority vote.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just weird. It's like imagine if the royal family said we're going to abolish it, and yeah, like the King Charles was like, we're going to abolish the royal family, and we're going to instead just have a straight president. And then as soon as doing that, King Charles got elected as president.
Mm.
It seems goofy. Anyway.